Þú ert að hlusta á Samstöðina. Róttækt sjónarhorn á atburði dagsins.
Komið sæl og velkomin eftir að Rauða borðinu. Ég heiti Lilja og hjá mér góði gestur, listakonan og aktivistinn Anahita B. Vertu velkomin.
Thank you.
Það hefur ekki farið fram hjá neinum að Bandaríkin og Ísrael eru komin í einhvers konar stríð við Íran og það nú svona alls konar upplýsingar sem við fáum hingað til lands og á svona vesturlöndum Íran. Þannig að það lá svona beinast við að fá Írana og unga íranska konu til þess að koma hér reynilega og svona skýra þetta út frá sínum sjónarhóli. Við talum mun fara fram á ensku en ég þýði það jafnóðum. Anahita, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you were able to join us here today. Maybe if we just begin with, I just want to ask the question about Iran. Is Iran the country that we are getting told it is here in the West?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. One of the problems that the Iranian people has been always that they have been covered on this thick layer of policies. The Islamic regime is trying so hard to show a different version of Iranian people to the world that matches their aggressive theocracy, I could say. And at the same time, the West is trying so hard to show the same gray version because I guess it just helps them to exploit them better, to dehumanize them and show that they're not like us.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of the dehumanization, this is quite similar that we have been seeing from the Arab countries. This is close by. But this dehumanization of often Muslim people, brown-skinned people in the Middle East. Are you, well, you must be afraid of your people now. In this situation where we have maybe the two most evil men in our lifetime, I will just say that out loud, and the fate of your people in the hands of these two men. You can read everything about it on Twitter.
Yeah, no, I am heartbroken, very much, because this is what I constantly say, Iranians are fighting two wars at the same time. And what is so sad about what's happening in Iran is that no matter who wins in this war, Iranian people lose. And I remember when they announced ceasefire, my heart stopped. I should have been happy, but I knew that there will be a huge wave of mass executions as it happened around 80s. This is how actually the Islamic regime gained power, by executing 30,000 people. We still don't know the exact numbers, but this brutal regime has always been the biggest enemy of Iranians. We can't even talk about opposition groups in Iran. We don't accept them as Iranians. We feel that Iran has been occupied. And there's a very sensitive topic that I would also like to mention. It is so important, and we've tried so hard to bring this point to the international community that when you are talking about Iran, if you're talking about the people, you use the word Iran. If you're talking about whatever this regime is doing, you have to mention Islamic regime, because these two are not the same. Mm-hmm. We have been under attack for 46 years since the revolution. And it's really hard to move, you know. And inside the country, there is this battle between minds, you know. Like it makes the war really complicated, because I would explain it as like a late stage cancer body, that you have to go to radiation therapy or chemotherapy, really extreme version of it. Sometimes when there's no other hope, there is this kind of aggressive treatment that they almost shut down the immune system. They almost destroy the body with the hope of some regeneration in the cell. Mm-hmm. There's almost no hope in it. And sometimes I see some people in Iran have lost absolute hope so much that they see this war as this aggressive treatment that to maybe save Iran by the cost of almost destroying it totally.
Yeah, it's quite similar to what happened in Syria.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. Yes, I can say. It's the same thing, you know. And I mean, the sad thing is that a few years ago we started the beautiful revolution of woman life freedom. We never received any support. It was shut down in all medias. It was the most beautiful revolution that we have seen in our lifetime, at least in the past decades. It was the rise of feminine power, feminine energy, and feminine way of looking into the world. It was more collective. It was less one-dimensional. It would accept all races and all ideas and all religions. I think the world was not really ready for it, and I cannot say not the world. The systems,
more like the systems and the Western media.
Systems, the systems are not ready for it. I think also inside Iran, because this patriarchal system has been forced upon people for 46 years. It still is hard to break that inside the country. But also West did their best to destroy it, because let's be honest, no one is profiting from peace in Middle East. West is profiting from not even creating the war, from an ongoing war. You have to look at it, unfortunately, as a business plan. The consumerism of guns and weapons should be forever. It should not end. So
when the West is stepping in to save Iran from the clerks, they're not really doing that. No. They benefit from keeping it.
Exactly, and they exploited this woman life freedom. They kind of realized that Iranian people are against Islamic regime. So if we create a war, there will be no one defending the country. It will be only the government. So why shouldn't we do that? And this is something that also scared people when Israel attacked Iran. Some people might have seen it as a tool to weaken the Islamic regime. It did weaken, but we know that Israel is not a friend. At least I can say Netanyahu. When I'm speaking about my government, my aggressive, warmongering government, I would also do the same. These are few people destroying the world. I don't want to say Israel. I can say Netanyahu and his extremist right-wing government are doing this. Yeah.
Svona, í stuttumáli það sem að Anahita búin að segja. Hún að segja í rauninni tvö stríð í gangi í Íran. Það annars vegar fólksins frelsi sitt frá klerkaveldinu sem að hefur svona reynt sitt besta að halda niðri svona framþróun og kvenfrelsi alveg eins og Bandaríkin virðast græða á líka, þannig að þetta orðið svona svolítið samofing barátta þeirra við að halda og svona afmennska Írani og múslima bara almennt, og það svona þessi svona tvíþætta barátta sem að samfélagið heyr. Hún veit fyrir víst að einhverjir Íranir sá kannski fyrir sér að hún lýsir þessu svona eins og mjög langt gengnum krabbameinssjúklingi sem þurfi á mjög svona inngripi, mjög svona alvarlegu róttæku inngripi til þess að berga lífi þess, og margir hafi kannski séð Íran sem þessum með þessum hætti, og að Bandaríkin og Ísrael sér þá í rauninni þetta róttæka vonda inngrip sem gengur næstu því að í dauðu en mun á endanum bjarga lífi þess. Hún er ekki á sama máli, vitandi það að þessi tvö stórveldi og hernaðveldi munu ekki koma til með að bjarga neinu, enda hefur það sannað sig að til dæmis með kvenfrelsisbaráttu Íran, þegar þær fóru af stað með hana, þá fundu þær fyrir litlum stuðningi vesturlanda og það var erfitt, það var slökkt í þeim í fjölmiðlum og annað, þannig að þetta snýst í rauninu ekkert um að frelsa Írani, þetta snýst bara um að viðhalda stríði, viðhalda rosalega vondum kúltúr til þess að selja meiri vopn. Sorry about that, but I think I got like that, almost everything. But your family, you have a big family back in Iran.
Really big.
Like a really big one.
Yeah, but we also these days say we have 92 million family members in Iran being hostage.
Yeah.
Being taken hostage. Yeah.
So what is the situation? Something I have heard that the internet had been shut down for for a week or so. I don't know the exact reason for this, if it's about misinformation getting in or out or whatever the plot was. Why has it been like that?
I mean, this is what the regime has always been doing. We have something that we say Bloody November. This was exactly what we've seen happening in Gaza, shutting down the internet. Then it's so easy to control people who don't know what's happening. This is the main reason why this has happened, although they're trying to say that, no, we shut down the internet, so Israeli, Mossad members also cannot communicate, but that's not the reason. The regime knows that people are against them, and they will use any opportunity to do an uprising. So the only way to control is to raise fear. And I just talked to a friend of mine. You would say that ceasefire would make them happy, but this war just left them a huge trauma. 2 weeks of never-ending bombing and constantly refreshing social media and then your internet doesn't work because Netanyahu would just send a message that in 1 hour we're going to bomb District 7, District 8, and then this massive displacement of 15 million people from Tehran. And then wouldn't matter, they would also bomb other cities. And now there's just trauma added to everything else that people had before. And then at the same time, you would see some sympathy coming from inside, at least to try to get your people with yourself. The first thing that the supreme leader of Islamic regime said was that doesn't matter how many Iranians die, the important thing is not Iran, the important thing is Islam. And I think this says a lot. They are trying to hide behind this weaponized religion. They're trying to use the name of Palestine to...
and also the name of Islam, one would think, yeah.
These are the biggest enemies of...
free religion. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
These are the biggest enemies. I mean, we always say in Iran, no one had destroyed Islam better than the Islamic regime. You know, we had people, we had Muslims, we had Jews, we have so many groups of people. They killed everyone. They killed all the minorities. And then how can you be a leader of a country when you just say, I'm a leader of Muslims, so what about other group of people? So you're definitely not their leader. There was no sirens. I think this tells a lot. They don't care. They had massive resources to spend on surveillance, to check everyone, every step in the city. They had they would stop people, they would check their phones. There was a huge amount of resources to go on this surveillance. But there was no warning, there was no sirens. The bombs would fall out of nowhere when people had no idea. And then right now, there's no sympathy. If you lost a limb or a house or a car, no one is protecting you. No one is paying for your hospital. If you cannot afford to take care of yourself, if you have been wounded in war, no one's going to take care of you. And these people are completely left alone in this massive collective trauma that they're going toward. And not only that, the massive arrests have started and the mass executions will start soon. People are terrified in Iran, and I totally sympathize. Why would you imagine that Netanyahu will save you? I mean, at least it looks like a lesser evil, but is it?
No. I don't think so, but
yeah, obviously
but,
not.
Anahita, hún heldur áfram að útskýra þetta með sko ríkið, íslenska ríkið sem að stýrir öllu þarna og hvernig það hefur í rauninni litla meðvöngun með fólkinu sínu. Það talar þannig út á við að mannslíf skipti ekki máli, en það eru raunverulega mannslíf þarna undir, fólk sem hefur tapað útlimum og heilsu og húsum og eignum sínum og ættingum og það er einhvern veginn lítil meðvöngun með þeim. Þetta er þau sem að geta ekki bjarga sér, þau bara vont mál fyrir þau í rauninni, en þannig að þetta er eins og segir svona tvíhliða og þetta er virkilega erfitt ástand einfaldlega vegna þess að við erum annars vegar með stríðsglæpamenn sem að herja á landið og svo erum við með Íslamska ríkið sem að hefur landið í einhvers konar herkví. Þannig að þetta er svona, Íranir upplifa sig svolítið fasta á milli tveggja elda. I want to ask you about some of your activism, because you're here for a reason. You arrived here, 2-3 years ago?
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah, because of the whaling. Do you mind explaining why you arrived in Iceland? Did you come all the way from Iran, or did you come from another place?
No, I'm coming from a family of activists, actually. And I didn't even have ID until I was 15, to be honest. That's how much of an activist my parents were. I am kind of used to the fact of never shutting up and being in trouble for that. I left Iran when I was around 17 years old. And I'm based in Milan and I go back and forth to Italy. I came to Iceland by accident. I have been an animal activist for quite some years, and somehow everything led to me being here. But also, I've been always thinking, I started as a political activist, then social activist, and for some reason you come back to the point that you kind of go back to the first, how everything starts. And I believe the way that you're treating the ones that are in your mercy, the way you will be treated the same. If we cannot show mercy to nature or to animals, we cannot expect receiving one from the ones who, for whatever reason, have power over us. We have to relearn that how we are linked in this world that is collapsing by minute, and how to relearn this coexistence. Then, I mean, we're doomed. There's nothing else we can stop. So you don't kind of try to fix from the top, you fix from the bottom. And I think whales, for some reason, I always say, I don't think I'm saving them. I think they're saving me, because I'm understanding more and more about humanity, human relationships, and what is the meaning of my own life here. And they are a symbol of something that are nourishing our oceans, and they are constantly creating the oxygen that we are breathing, which is so fundamental for human existence. Yeah. But at the same time, you're destroying them. So it's this self-destructive mentality that is kind of got me stay here more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you are on trial for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another trouble.
Yeah. So how did that go? I know you had your first court date, your hearing. When do you get, a sentence or not a sentence? Do you have any clue about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, my lawyers, like great lawyers, Linda and Kata, that are working on me and Elisa's case, they are trying to still dismiss the case because they believe that the charges are not fair at all. It doesn't apply on a simple protest. But I doubt that is going to happen because I think the police has shown over and over that they are trying to at least make an example of us. And we always say in Iran that you can look at every trouble as an opportunity or as something that, I mean, you cannot get out of it. So every trouble, as an activist, you create a trouble and then you use the trouble to get something else. And I think this trouble that we're in it, if they're trying to make an example of us, we can also make an example of the right freedom of speech in this country or everywhere else. There is a Aarhus Convention that is protecting humans that are trying to save environment. So we are protected by this convention, and we are working on it to see if it's applicable in this case or not. So if they are trying to set an example, we can all set an example of why exactly you should not punish and punish the people who are trying to save the environment and spend taxpayers' money on, instead of protecting the environment, on punishing the people who are trying to protect the environment. And this is not really about foreigners coming to this country. I mean, I have a lot to do back home. I would really be happy to just be done with this and go back and take care of my country as well. But I think we should look at it in a different way, that two people from another country are coming here and trying to bring their own knowledge and their own, like a third eye, a different perspective to help you rebuild whatever that you have. Here, I think we just need to reshape our also collaboration and our knowledge sharing among people. I became an activist because I met a German tourist in Iran when that part of Tehran, was it Tehran? I don't remember, was full of trash. He just stood up and started collecting the trash. And as a kid, when you are everywhere around you is the trash, you never think that, oh, I can do that. But that action of a foreigner had an effect on me because I was so used to seeing those trash, but he saw something that I was not seeing. And I am so open to everyone else from other perspectives come and help us. And maybe that's how we can actually save our planet and ourselves in the end.
Og Anahita, hún útskýrir að allar baráttur séu í rauninni samofnar og hún talar mikilvægi þess að vera aktivisti og hvernig að vera aktivisti fyrir dýrin og taka sér málsvörð fyrir þau sem að samt einhvern veginn gera meira fyrir okkur heldur en að við kannski gerum okkur grein fyrir. Hún talar að þau búi til súrefnið sem að við öndum að okkur og það svona falleg samlíking, hún kannski fer aðeins betur á ensku. Hún talar svo líka ástæðan fyrir því hún kom hingað til Íslands, hún kemur hingað og kannski svolítið svona með augu útlendingsins eða gestsauga, þá mætir hún hingað og hún kannski svona bendir svolítið skýrt á það sem að við höfum leitt hjá okkur og ekki séð og minnist á að ástæðan fyrir því að hún hafi gerst aktivisti til að byrja með þegar hún var lítið stúlka og það var þýskur maður sem að hóf að taka til höndinni. Það var mikið rusl við götuna þar sem hún bjó, hún fylgdist með honum þar sem hann stóð upp og hann tók saman ruslið og hún var svo vön því að sjá það að hún sá það ekki. Þannig að þetta var svona, hún hugsaði með sér, já, heyrðu, ég get gert eitthvað og það er svona svolítið þannig sem að hún hefur litið á veru sína hér á Íslandi. Hún er fyrir dómstólum, það er verið að reyna á hina ýmsu samninga og sáttmála til þess að koma þeim hreinlega undan þessu máli sem að er einfaldlega það að þær svona klifruðu upp í mastur hvalskipsins og sátu þær fastar þangað til að þær voru fjarlægðar, ég held mér minnir að það hafi 2 eða 3 sólarhringum síðar. Anahita, thank you so much for joining me here today. And I will be keeping a close eye on your case and also Iran's future because it is about Iran's future.
Yeah, I mean, like, can I add something?
Yes, of course you can.
Add something. I would love people to, because during this time it was also really, it was hurting me personally to hearing comments like, while you've been distracted in Iran, Gaza was burning. These things, I understand that it is true because it has been systematically going toward this path. But whoever holds the narrative holds the power. And the only power that we have as people in one of the biggest global movements against fascism, against patriarchy, we have to be very careful about the narrative that we're using. These fights are not divided. If they are divided, they are defeated. We are battling the biggest psychopaths of our history, at least our period of history. Unless we are united, we will not lose this. We will not win this war. And with it, the climate is collapsing at the same time. So we don't have time to fight with each other or be in competition with each other. If we understand this is not a pro-Palestine fight, this is a pro-living. This is a
pro-human, pro-life.
Pro-human. I mean, pro-life could be...
Yeah, that's something else. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not just humans, you know, like just pro-living, I would say. And if we just not hold one flag, but understand that we are all saying the same thing, and whatever happens, the problem with warmongering ideologies is that they will destroy themselves at the end. If we look at a bigger image, right now the Islamic regime is really weak. Also, Netanyahu's regime is really, really weak at this point. Just protecting the Iron Dome has cost, it's been, I mean, they've been losing millions and millions of euros, hundreds of millions of euros to protect the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
These are weakening a system or a mentality or an ideology, and they are at their weakest point. And we have only one chance of once forever unite together. Instead of saying my people are bombed, just say people are bombed. People need food. Because if we cannot do it, we are going to lose this battle. And please do not glorify Islamic regime bombing Israel. Please do not do that. Because what it has actually created, it didn't help. It just gave more credibility to Netanyahu to say, look, who are the friends of Palestine? Bunch of maniac, kind of extremist religious people. Please condemn every bomb that is falling. Any violence and violation of human rights should be condemned. And we all have to stick together. So next time that you are going to do a protest, you are free to hold any flags that you want that is against fascism, against violence. I think this is the most important thing. And I always say also to my people, we are fighting the same fight. And let's just be united.
Thank you so much for this. This was beautiful lecture.
Thank you.
Við þökkum Anahitu fyrir að bæta hér við að hún minnir á samstöðuna og mikilvægi þess að standa saman og berjast ekki endilega í mörgum hórnum undir mismunandi fánum, heldur að saminast og finna það sem að samina okkur öll og það í rauninni að átta sig á því að þetta stríð sem að háð er í rauninni allt með sama óvinnin. Það eru þessi illu öfl og vopnaframleiðenda sem að græða á því að halda og viðhalda stríði og að við þurfum að finna leið til þess að skipta okkur ekki frekar upp í hvort sem það eru menningarstríð eða stríð á milli þjóða eða ósætti, heldur að saminast með marga fána og fylgja liði í svona antifasíska byltingu og það held ég að sé bara mjög vel orðað hjá. Og á þeim nótum skulum við setja punkt hér við Rauða borðið í kvöld. Ég þakka ykkur sem áhlýttuð öllum góðum gestum og samstarfsfólki mínu fyrir samfylgdina og minn ykkur á að hægt að gerast áskrifandi á samstöðin.is. Þitt framlag skiptir máli. Einnig vil ég minna ykkur á málþóf Samstöðvarinnar sem að framfer hér helgina. Þegar við ætlum að reyna að setja Íslandsmet, kannski ekki í málþófi en í útsendingu og verðum með dagskrá hér í 1,5 sólarhring. Samfleitt til þess að safna áskrifundum og ég bið ykkur að fylgjast vel með og þakka fyrir mig og býð góða nótt.
Segðu það á Samstöðinni. Samstöðin í eigu hlustenda, áhorfenda og lesenda. Sláist í hópinn og gerist áskrifendur.